The numbers alone sound implausible. 18 performances spread across 9 cities in 5 different countries, all within a time frame so compressed that industry veterans have privately admitted they doubted its feasibility. And yet, Jin, the eldest member of BTS, has not only completed this unprecedented sequence of appearances, but has shattered a long-standing global performance record in the process. The immediate question is not how this happened, but why no one saw it coming. What was supposed to be an ordinary post-service return to the spotlight has transformed into one of the most aggressive and strategically complex performance schedules ever documented in the modern music industry. The scale of execution raises deeper questions. Was this a calculated strike to reaffirm his global dominance before competition could emerge? Or was it a personal mission to prove something both to the industry and to himself? Observers first began noticing unusual activity when Jin's travel patterns deviated sharply from the predictable tour cycles employed by other major acts. Instead of settling in one country for a cluster of shows, he was seen traversing continents in a dizzying sequence: Seoul to Los Angeles, Tokyo to Paris, London to Singapore, without the long recovery gaps typically necessary for artists at this scale. The logistics behind such a campaign would have required a near-military level of coordination. Flights, customs, stage setups, security protocols, media coverage, every detail had to be timed with absolute precision. And yet, no public announcement preceded this plan. Fans were caught off guard when the first of these performances was reported not by official channels, but by fragmented clips surfacing on TikTok and Twitter. Within hours, YouTube compilations began piecing together the pattern. Jin was moving fast, faster than any artist in recent memory, and each stop was drawing massive attendance numbers. Could this be a coincidence? Or was it an intentional tactic to keep public anticipation at a boiling point? Industry analysts are now examining the record he broke, a milestone previously considered unreachable due to physical and logistical limitations. The previous holder had managed 15 large-scale international performances in a comparable period, but never with Jin's level of intercontinental spread. The inclusion of 5 different countries in such rapid succession is not just a matter of endurance. It reflects an operational network that extends far beyond the boundaries of typical entertainment companies. Could this be signaling a new era of hyper-globalized performance scheduling, where borders and time zones are rendered irrelevant? The emotional weight of these appearances cannot be overstated. Each performance carried a distinctly heightened energy, as though Jin were aware of the historic significance in real time. Fans reported an almost tangible urgency in his delivery, a drive that made each concert feel less like an isolated event and more like a coordinated statement. Was he racing against an unseen deadline? Or was this the culmination of a strategy devised long before his military enlistment, now unfolding in a meticulously timed sequence? The absence of advance publicity raises another question. Why keep such an unprecedented campaign under wraps until it was already in motion? In a digital era where hype is currency, withholding information is almost counterintuitive, unless the intent was to create shockwaves rather than anticipation. If so, the tactic worked flawlessly. By the time the media began reporting on the phenomenon, Jin was already halfway through the record-breaking run, and speculation was spiraling uncontrollably. Critics have argued that while the achievement is undeniably historic, the strain of such a schedule is unsustainable. The human body has limits, and even the most disciplined artist risks long-term consequences by pushing beyond them. Yet Jin's resilience has so far defied expectation, sparking discussions about his physical preparation, mental discipline, and the unseen support systems enabling such performance intensity. Could this blueprint become a model for future artists, or will it stand as a singular moment in music history, never to be replicated? Perhaps the most striking aspect is the global uniformity of its reception. Across all 5 countries, ticket demand exceeded capacity by staggering margins, secondary market prices soared, and local media coverage treated each appearance as a headline event. This level of universal reception underscores not only Jin's personal star power, but also the enduring influence of BTS's brand across diverse markets. Is this proof that the group's reach is fundamentally different from other acts, more durable, less dependent on trends, or is it simply the result of perfectly engineered timing? As the dust begins to settle on this extraordinary sequence of events, one reality remains inescapable. Jin has rewritten the rules. His 18 performances across 9 cities and 5 countries have not only set a new benchmark, but have forced the global music industry to reconsider what is possible. Whether this was a once-in-a-lifetime personal statement or the first chapter of a larger post-service campaign remains to be seen. For now, the world is left to question the mechanics, the motivation, and the message behind it all. Was this about breaking a record, reclaiming momentum, or redefining what an international music career can look like in the 21st century? And most importantly, if such a feat can be accomplished once, will others dare to try? Nor should we turn a blind eye to the fact that in the age of social media as it is today, the speed of information dissemination often far exceeds the speed of verification. A few seconds of video on TikTok or a snippet of a clip on YouTube can spark thousands of comments, speculations, and even conspiracy theories in a matter of hours. However, is the explosion of such reactions always based on the truth? Or is the public just being a victim of a narrative that is deliberately formed to lead opinions? It is important to remember that not everything that appears on the screen is a complete reflection of reality. The angle of shooting, the selection of a particular moment, until the audio piece can drastically change our perception. So the question arises that we should ask ourselves, are we looking at events as they are? Or are we just witnessing a polished version of them for a specific purpose? Amid the rapid flow of information from various platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and others, it is not uncommon for the line between fact and opinion to blur. Many cite reliable sources without really tracing their origins. In this context, the public should hone media literacy skills to separate what is really based on evidence and what is merely a sensational narrative. Will we allow ourselves to dissolve in public euphoria without checking the ground for truth? Or do we dare to take a step back to reassess the available evidence, even if it means dampening enthusiasm for a moment? This question is crucial because behind every viral piece of information, there is often a hidden agenda that is not immediately visible. In addition, we need to consider that the global entertainment industry not infrequently uses surprise-based marketing strategies to maintain public attention. Dramatic moments that appear suddenly, unexpected interactions between famous figures, or even statements that invite controversy could be part of a carefully planned scenario. In such a situation, is it wrong to doubt the authenticity of the events presented? Furthermore, the role of mass media and social media in shaping narratives cannot be ignored either. Each channel has specific priorities, audience, and goals. So, it is natural that the news we receive is sometimes biased or even manipulative. This is why critical reflection is a necessity, not just an option. It all comes back to readers and viewers. Do you believe that these events are really happening as they appear on screen, or do you smell an engineering designed to provoke attention? Are you ready to accept the possibility that the story you admire might just be part of the industry's big game? The truth is often hidden behind layers of narrative, and only those willing to dig deeper will find it. So, will you remain a passive spectator who gobbles up every piece of information that comes your way, or will you choose to be a critical observer who demands concrete evidence?